Right, let's look at By the Way. This was quite a big hit for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. This bass line kind of leaps about all over the place, really. We've got, what I've actually done with the bass is I've detuned my bottom string to a D. I've got a hip shot detuner on this, which is just a little flip switch that drops my bottom string down to from an E down to a D. So if you're playing this on a 4-string, which I'd recommend, you're going to need to drop the bottom string to a D, otherwise it's virtually impossible to play it. If you're playing on a 5-string, you're going to have to work out a slightly different fingering. So let's have a look at this. I'll play the intro, I'll give you the first 4 bars, and then I'll show you how to play it. Here's the first 4 bars. Okay, so we're playing 8s, so that's 8 notes to a bar, and it starts at 15th fret on your D string. So you've got 8 notes on that. Move down a semitone or 1 fret to the 14th fret. 8 notes on that, and down to your A string. You're playing the octave point on the A string, which is the 12th fret, for 2 bars. And that gives you the first 4 bars. The next 4 bars, I'll play them and then we'll learn it. Here's the next 4 bars. This is moving into the verse. The vocals coming over this section. So we have this. 2, 3, 4. So what we've got there is we've got the F, which is on the 15. 15 on your D string, 8 notes on that. Down to the C, which is your 12, 13, 14, 15 on your A string. And then we go up to a high A, which is 14 on your G string. 8 notes on that. Then we've got 2 really high notes. This is 21 on your G string. 2 notes on that, and 19 on your G string, 2 notes on that. And I'll play that for you again. This is what it sounds like. Okay. Then the next 4 bars, we actually move down the bass. As I say, it leaps about a lot, this. And we're going to play our F, instead of playing it up on the 15th fret on the D string, we're going to play it on the 3rd fret on your D string. I'll play the 4 bars, it's this. So what we have there is F, 3rd fret D string, C, 5th fret G string, and A, 7th fret on your D string. So that's 8 notes on the F, 8 notes on the C, and 2 bars, which is 16 notes on the A. 16 beats rather than bars. Okay, I'll move into the next section. It leaps right back up to the top again, and this is the 4 bars. I'll play you the 4 bars. So it's the same as the second time through. It's the same as the second kind of passage we play through on bar 5, 6, 7 and 8 at the beginning. And it basically boils down to an F at the 15th fret, a C at the 15th fret on your A string, and an A at the 14th fret on your G string. Okay, this is the interesting bit of the song for you bass players. This is probably the bit you're going to skip to straight away because most people want to know how this bit's played. What I do is I play it on a 4-string bass, as Flea does. He plays a Music Man bass. All of those with 5 strings out there, you probably want to get yourself a 4-string to try and play this, or all the fingerings are going to be different. And then tune your bottom string down to a D. And basically, I'll play the riff for 8 bars. I'll play 8 bars of the riff. It's a variation. He varies this ever such a lot. So I'm gonna give you all of as much of the riff as I can, all kind of bundled into one, and make it kind of a viable thing for you to learn. It's always good to practice this stuff with the drum machine. So just get the basic riff and play it, get a drum machine groove going, and then just keep playing it over and over and over until it feels good. He's got a very heavy right hand. So it's really dug in really hard on the right hand. It makes it sound almost like it's slapped in places. And this is it. I'll play the bass riff. I'll give you 8 bars of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's look at it really slowly. So what we've got is this. I'll play the riff now really slowly. So that kind of constitutes most of the riff. What we've got is these 2 low open Ds. So we go. And what we've got after the 2 low Ds is a hammer from the C to the D, which is fret 3 to fret 5 on your A string. And then there's a little dead note with your right hand before you hit the F. It's where your hand comes to rest on the strings. It does add a kind of timing thing in there as well, so you kind of need to get that. That's what it should sound like. Then when you come back off of this, you're coming onto the hammer-ons again, but from an open A. So that's open A, C to D. You do that twice, like that. The third one, he kind of plays from what I can hear. He's playing from a B to a C. So we do the same thing, a hammer from the A, but onto the B and onto the C as well. So I'll show you where that happens in the riff. Here. There. Okay, so after we've got this hammer on, we go back to the main riff again. I'll play up to that point. More low Ds, hammer. Okay, at that point, we only play this little B as a kind of hinged thing in the middle. Every now and again, he also puts a kind of bent, which is not actually a G, because I've detuned the bass down. That would be a F as a note, but it's in the positioning of where a G would be, which is actually just the 3rd fret on your E string. He now and again sticks one of those in. So you get this as a passing note. At the end, we've got this kind of bent note. Now you can either bend it yourself, or you can actually play the E flat here. Depending on how strong your fingers are and how easy you find it to bend at that point. But that is generally the bass riff complete. Remember to dig in with it, because it does sound, you can't play that lightly and get it to sound right. Or either way, whatever you feel good with. That's the main bass riff in the middle. Now, for the first sections of the song, it happens for 32 bars for the first 2 times you play that bass riff when it goes into it. The last time where the bass takes a break, it only happens, I think, 24 bars of bass riff, but we'll get round to that as we move through the song. Right, this is what I've kind of called the chorus. it's basically very similar to the previous parts. To get it accurate, what we need to do is just to figure out whereabouts he's playing each section, because there's about 3 or 4 different variations on the notes. They're the same, kind of the same notes, but often played at different octave points on the bass. So this next section, we're going to play it down low, like I think we did before. This is pretty straightforward, this one, but this has got more of a feel to it, and it's more kind of played as a bass part. So it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that was 8 bars, and what we've got is just got the F at the bottom. That's 3rd fret on your D string. Then we slide up to the C. What I'm doing here is I'm kind of sliding up to the C from here by going via an A. Which the A is on your actual D string, and it's on fret 7. And we arrive at the C there. And then we've got this kind of rhythm, which is kind of, it kind of works around the vocal. And that's on a D on your G string, which is fret 7 on your G string. And what we got is a little run, which runs back down again from the D, and we've got a D, which is 7 on your G string, 5 G string, 7 D string, and then it kind of runs down through the G, which is 5, back down into your root. It's only just skipped over the G, so I'll play you the whole section again. On the second half, we've got the F to the C again, as we did before. So it's bar 5 and 6. So 5 is F, 6 is 7. Up to the A on bar 7, and that is fret 7 on your D string. And then we're going to go up to fret 8 on your D string and play these B flats. In fact, it's phrased with the drums, so it'll make sense as you play along with it. But we've got these B flats here that are phrased with the drums at the end. So that's kind of what I regarded as the chorus section. Then straight after those B flat accents, we're back into the bass riff again, which is, as we played it before, we have 16 bars of bass riff, and then the vocal comes in with a rap for 16 bars, exactly the same format, and then straight back out of that into what I would call a verse. The verse again is playing these high Fs. The F kind of the same variation on a theme really as the previous stuff, but I'll give you exactly the notes he's playing at this section. So the next verse, we've got the F played up at the 15th fret, then down to the 14th fret for the next bar, down to the A for the 12th fret on your A string as the first 4 bars. So we have what amounts to the start of the song again. And then the next 4 bars, very similar to the beginning. We have the F played at the 15th fret. Then we jump up to the fret 21 on your G string, which is this, down to fret 14 on your G string. And then we've got these 2 high notes, which is 21 down to 19 on your G string. So that's the second line of the verse, really. So I'll play that just so you can hear what it sounds like. Okay, third line of the verse. We go down and play the Fs low down here. Similar to the one before. Pretty straightforward, that one. Just those 3 notes played. Fret 3 on your D string, fret 5 on your G string, fret 7 on your A string. Then we leap up again, and we've got the 15 on your D again. Then we've got the 21 on your G, and 14 on your G. And that's the last of that verse. And you're into the bass break, which is exactly the same as the previous bass riffs, only the drums just play these downbeats and you're pretty exposed at that bit. Okay, so you've got the first kind of 4 bars of, or first 2 bars I think of that on your own, and then the band come in. So what we have is 4 bars where the bass kind of plays along, and then the rap comes in for another 8 bars over this riff, and you're playing the same riff again. Then, so that one's slightly shorter. That whole section is slightly shorter than the previous ones. Then we're out into the chorus section again, which is based again around these Fs and Cs, but played in different positions. So I'll go through those with you. So what we've got is a low one to start with for the first line. Similar to what we had before. And then at the end of this bar, there's a kind of little rundown. Have a listen to that. It's kind of a variation really on the theme. All the chord parts are exactly the same. And it's based around a kind of pentatonic movement. The second part of that riff, that line of that chorus rather, is the same. We've got the F with the C here, with the A played in the same place, and then we've got the B flats. And then we're back down to the F again. D, F, C, A, and this is the last accents. And you're out. Okay, I hope that's made sense to you. I know there's a lot of leaping around in that. I've tried to give you it as accurately as possible so that you can kind of hear the bass jumping from octave to octave. So have a mess around with it and enjoy.